Hello students, I am Manoj Kundare, the Assistant Professor of Electronic Science. Welcome back to our e-learning platform. In previous video, we have seen the concept of the media access control. In that video, we have also seen the multiple access protocols, and the first protocol is that the random access protocol. In random access protocol, we have seen the Aloha protocol, pure Aloha and slotted Aloha. The link of the previous video is available in the description box. Please check it. Now, in this video, we are going to see the next type of random access protocol named as the carrier sense multiple access or CSMA. The CSMA protocol was developed to overcome the problem found in Aloha, that is, to minimize the chances of collision so as to improve the performance. The CSMA protocol is based on the principle of carrier sense. The stations senses the carrier or channel before transmitting a frame. Okay, that means in CSMA protocol, the various stations, we know that in this multiple access, the various stations transmits its data on a channel. Okay, and if the station A want to transmit the data on the channel, then first station A senses the channel or senses the carrier. It means that the station checks the state of the channel, whether it is idle or free or busy. That means the station which want to transmit the data first checks the status of the channel, whether it is idle or free or whether it is busy. If the channel is idle, that means free, the station sends its data immediately. Otherwise, if the channel is busy, the station just waits until it becomes idle. Then the station transmits a frame. That means, in short, we can say that in carrier sense multiple access protocol, the various stations first checks the status of the channel, and if the channel is idle or if the channel is free, then it immediately transmits its data. And if the channel is busy, then the station waits for some time until the channel becomes idle. When the channel becomes idle, then the station transmits the data. Okay, I hope you all understand the basic idea about the CSMA. Now, let's see the types of carrier sense multiple access. There are mainly three types: one persistent, non persistent, and P persistent. Okay, let's see the details about each one by one. First one is one persistent CSMA. In this method, the station wants to transmit the data continuously, senses the channel to check whether the channel is idle or busy. That means in this method, the station which want to transmit the data, this station continuously checks or senses the channel whether it is idle or free, idle or busy. If the channel is busy, then the station waits until it becomes idle. And when the station detects an ideal channel, then it immediately transmits a frame with probability 1. Hence, it is called as one persistent CSMA. This method has highest chance of collision because two or more stations may find the channel to be idle at the same time and transmit their frames. When the collision occurs, the station waits a random amount of time and start all over procedure again. That means in CSMA we can say that there are number of channels. Suppose the channels are from A, B, C up to n number of channels. These all channels transmits its data through a single channel. Okay, these stations A, B, C up to n stations transmits its data in the form of frames through this channel. If A want to transmit data, then A first checks the status of the channel. If the channel is free or idle, then it immediately sends its frame. At the same time, if C want to send the data or frame through the channel, then C also checks the status of the channel. Here, the channel is used by the station A, hence C got the channel is busy. Hence, the C waits for some time or the random amount of time up till the status of the channel is idle. That means when the transmission of A is complete, then the channel becomes idle for station C, and then the station C transmit its data. I hope you all now understand the basic idea about one persistent CSMA. Here, the transmission of the data or the frame is done with the probability 1, hence it's named as the one persistent CSMA. The propagation delay time greatly affects this protocol. Let us suppose just after the station 1 begins its transmission, station 2 also become ready to send its data and senses the channel. If the station 1 signal has not reached the station 2, the station 2 will sense the channel to be idle and will begin its transmission. This will result in collision. That means, suppose here are the two stations. This is the station 1 and this is the station 2. The station 1 first want to transmit the data through this channel. Then station first checks the state of the channel. If it's free, then it transmits if it's frame. Okay, and if this frame is not reached at the station 2, this frame is not reached at station 2, and at the same time the station 2 wants to transmit the data and it senses the channel is here idle because this data is not reached at the station 2. Hence, station 2 also sends the channel and it found the channel is idle. Hence, the station 2 begins its transmission and it transmits the data. Hence, the data from station 1 and data from station 2 is collide here, and hence the collision occurs. I hope you all understand. This is the diagram for the one persistent CSMA. Here we can say that all the stations continuously senses the channel. Here the channel is busy. When the channel is idle or when any station finds the channel is idle, then it immediately transmits its data. This is the simple flowchart of the one persistent CSMA, in which we can say that the station which want to transmit data first checks the status of the channel. Okay, here if the channel is idle, then it transmits the data, and here if the channel is busy, then it again checks the status of the channel. Okay, I hope you all understand the one persistent CSMA. Now let's see the next type, the non persistent CSMA. In this scheme, if station want to transmit a frame and if it finds that the channel is busy, that means some other station is transmitting its frame, then it will wait for fixed interval of time. After this time, it again checks the status of the channel, and if the channel is free, it will transmit. That means in this scheme, here the station which want to transmit data first checks the status of this channel. Suppose this station A want to transmit data, then station A checks the status of this channel, and if the status of the channel is busy, that means the channel is occupied by other channel. For example, at the same time B uses the channel, hence A finds that the channel is busy. In this case, the A waits for the fixed interval of time. After that time, A again checks the status of the channel. Okay, I hope you all understand the concept. A station that has a frame to send senses the channel. If the channel is idle, it sends data immediately. If the channel is busy, it waits a random amount of time and then senses the channel again. That means in this type there is no continuously sensing of the channel. The channel is sensed after some random amount of fixed time. In non-persistent CSMA, the station does not continuously senses the channel for the purpose of capturing when it detects the end of previous transmission. Okay, this is the flow chart of the non-persistent CSMA, in which we can see here that the stations which want to transmit the data first checks the status of the channel. Okay, if the channel is idle, then it transmits its data, and if the channel is busy, then it waits randomly for the specific amount of time, and after that time it again checks the status of the channel. Okay, this is illustrated in this figure. That means here the channel is busy, hence the station senses here. Then the station waits for some time. After this time, the station again senses the channel. If the channel is again busy, then it again waits for some random amount of time. After that time, if the channel is idle, then it transmits its data. Okay, I hope you all understand non-persistent CSMA. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of non-persistent CSMA. The first advantage is that it reduces the chances of the collision because the station waits a random amount of time. The next advantage is that it is unlikely that two or more stations will wait for same amount of time and will retransmit at the same time. The disadvantage of this type is first is that it reduces the efficiency of network because the channel remains idle when there may be station with frames to send. This is due to the fact that the station wait a random amount of time after the collision. Now let's see the third type of CSMA, P persistent CSMA. This method is used when channel has time slots that the time slot duration is equal to or greater than the maximum propagation delay time. Whenever station becomes ready to send, it senses the channel. If the channel is busy, station wait until the next time slot. If the channel is idle, it transmits with the probability P. Here, the condition is that the station transmits data when the channel is idle with probability P. Hence, it named as the P persistent CSMA. With the probability Q is equal to 1 minus P, the station waits for the beginning of the next time slot. If the next slot is also idle, it either transmits or waits again with the probabilities P and Q. This process is repeated till either the frame has been transmitted or another station has begun the transmitting. In case of the transmission by another station, the station acts as true collision has occurred and it waits a random amount of time and starts again. Here is the flow chart of the P persistent CSMA is shown, in which we can see that here the station which want to transmit data first checks the status of the channel. If the channel is busy, then it again checks the status of the channel whether it is idle or busy. Okay, if the channel is idle, then it goes through a probability outcome and it satisfies the condition, then the station can transmit. And if the probability is not satisfied or the probability which is given is not satisfied, then it waits for a next time slot, then it again senses the channel. If the channel is idle, then it again comes to the probability outcome, and if the channel is busy, then it acts as a tough collision has occurred and starts all over process again. This is the diagram of the P persistent CSMA, in which we can see that all the stations continuously sense the channel, and if the station want to transmit data, then it found the channel idle, then it transmit the data. But here the transmission is begun with the probability p. Okay, if the probability p is not occurred, then it waits for the time slot and goes for the next time slot. In this condition, if the channel is again idle, then it transmits the frame or data. I hope you all understand the three types of the CSMA. Let's see the basic difference between them. The first column is for parameter, second is one persistent CSMA, third is P persistent CSMA, and fourth one is non persistent CSMA. The first parameter is carrier sense. In one persistent CSMA, it sends with the probability of 1 when channel is idle. In P persistent CSMA, it sends with the probability of P when the channel is idle, and in non persistent CSMA, it sends when the channel is idle. That means in one persistent CSMA, the probability is 1. In P persistent, the probability is P, and in non persistent, there is no probability. Then waiting. In one persistent CSMA, it continuously senses the channel or carrier. In P persistent CSMA, it waits for the next time slot, and in non persistent CSMA, it waits for the random amount of time to check the carrier. The next parameter is chances of collision. In one persistent CSMA, there is a highest chances of collision in this. In P persistent CSMA, less chances compared to one persistent and non-persistent CSMA. In non-persistent CSMA, less chances as compared to one persistence but more than P persistence. Then the next parameter is utilization. In one persistent CSMA, its utilization is above aloha as frames are only sent when the channel is idle. In P persistent CSMA, its utilization is depends upon the probability P, and in non-persistent CSMA, the utilization is above 1 persistent as not all the station constantly checks the channel at the same time. The next parameter is delay low load. In one persistent CSMA, it is low as frames are sent when the channel becomes idle. In P persistent CSMA, the delay low load is large when P is small as station will not always send when the channel is idle. In non-persistent CSMA, the delay low load is small as station will send whenever channel is found idle but longer than one persistent since it checks for the random time when busy. The next parameter is delay high load. In one persistent CSMA, the delay high load is high due to collision. In P persistent CSMA, the delay high load is large when the probability P of sending is small when the channel is idle and the channel is rarely idle. Okay. And in non persistent CSMA, the delay high load is longer than one persistent as channel is checked randomly when busy. I hope you all understand the concept of the CSMA, that means the carrier sense multiple access, and its three types. Thank you.